Good viewers, my name is Adebibe Lodulomo. On the station UNI Evergreen TV. Today we are here on the program The Royals, and we are live and directed at the palace of Oluwo of Iwo Land, Oba Abdulrasheed Adewale Akombi. Today we'll be asking our royal father about the culture, the tradition of Iwo Land, and everything he has to tell us about Iwo Land. Thank you, and happy. Please, can you help us tell us about the culture and tradition of Iwo Land?
The cultures and traditions of Iwo Land has been redefined. And it takes a deep philosophical thinking to challenge the status quo. If you want to make tomorrow better, you have to check what has been wrong. What I met was a mud house that has been beaten by storm and rain and all kinds of tornadoes, and it's almost falling. So what do? And you want to build a house of steel. If you want to build a house of steel, you can't build it on that mud house. So what you do is destroy first the older building to build a good foundation for a steel house that will stand on a rock. The cultures and tradition of the Iwo Land today, first from the stool. That's where you start. What is wrong with the stool? Why is this place isolated? So we found out that first you have to make the palace right. What is kingship? Then we find out that kingship, who is the king? And you have to connect it spiritually. Go back in time. And what we find out is only God is the king. Only God. So it is only a professor, a president, a doctor, any position you reach in life doesn't share any name with God. When you say Kabiesi in Yoruba, Kabiesi, the real Kabiesi itself is God. So it means that what are the kings that are ruling on earth? Then it means that they are representing what? They are representing king, the real king. And when you're representing the real king, what do? Then what's the palace itself? The palace itself means that it's the palace of God. So now, my tradition, and God doesn't have a religion. God himself, when he made man, he never said, you are a Christian, you are a Muslim, you are a worshiper of any deity. When he made everything, then he made man. And he said man will be the boss of everything that is has been. Now, then if you are the palace of the king, then what should a king do? Then a king must do what? A king must look for the attitudes, the character of God. The character of God. It means that I'm a custodian as a king on earth. I am the custodian of culture and tradition. I am not a custodian of religion. Religion is Christianity. Religion is Islam. Religion is all these other traditional worshippers that they call themselves, the so-called traditional worshippers. that means that's a religion. I am not their custodian. Because your religion doesn't actually tell you who you are. What tells you who you are as a Yoruba is your culture and your tradition. So what is our culture? What is our tradition? To wear agbada. Agbada really, many other people adopted it in Nigeria, so that doesn't really define you. But then, you wear Ofi. Ofi too doesn't really define you because there are many emirs that wear Ofi. So, what defines you is how you greet. We are the only tribe that prostrate and kneel down, like on the two knees. There's no other race that does that prostration for their father, for their mother, and for the king. Then we have other ones, which is talking drum, Ewi, Jala, then the Yoruba itself. Other people can speak Yoruba, but then we have our own special way. These are what I'm a custodian of. And when you are a custodian of it, you defend it. How now do you defend it? We have seen that what we use as costume, as something to even declare your wealth, to make people know who you are and what you are, is for us to wear Ofi, for us to use beads. But today, except people who are celebrating marriage, or maybe there is other something that they use Ofi and beads. This Ofi that you won't see anybody, a Muslim or a Christian, when they want to define themselves, even though they are Yoruba, when they want to make sure that they are clean, they will never wear Ofi and beads. Which in time most but today, if a professional or a doctor is wearing a siki or dansiki Ofi and beads to work every day, what would they term him? It means that they will term him as maybe he has joined a cult, or maybe he's a babalawo, or maybe he's a... And what they are associating the Yoruba, what they used to know Yoruba with, is a religion. It is not... For you to wear Jalamia, you know you are a Christian. For you to wear what's it called? For you to wear Jalamia, you are a Muslim. For you to be a Christian, you must wear like cape and all these. And for you to be a other tradition or something, it means you have to there are many other things that they do. But then, how do we want to use anybody that wears Ofi and beads for people to judge you as a babalawo? Then it means that people they want to use our culture, people of other traditions want to use our culture to promote their own religion, which that religion is not being upgraded. That religion is not upgraded. That religion is not sellable. It can't be sold because it's not upgraded. And the way it's not upgraded, it's like it doesn't bring mercy, progress. They don't use it. People associate anything fetish with negativity. Then it means that if you wear Onofi now, you are termed as being fetish. So these are what is the culture and tradition of the world. We have the Yoruba tradition and culture, which I am here to defend. But when it comes to religion, I, as a king that represent the king of all kings, God, I don't have one religion as mine. What I have is only one God, and that's the King. I only answer to the King and make me a king, and whose palace I am staying. And that is why I don't put myself under no deity at all. They say, man, ọba ò gbọ́dọ̀ wà lábẹ́ òrìṣà, because Ọlọ́run ti pàṣẹ fún gbogbo èèyàn wípé àwọn ni wọ́n máa jẹ ọba lórí kíni, lórí gbogbo tó ń dá. Tí ọba tún wá jẹ ọba láyé tó ń represent Ọlọ́run, kò lè jẹ igbákejì òrìṣà. Níwò àwa kì í ṣe igbákejì òrìṣà, aláṣẹ lórí gbogbo òrìṣà làwa ń ṣe. That is why it's different. Culture. We are the one that speaks the only Yoruba that you can use to write books. The straight Yoruba. There are many other Yorubas that nobody uses it to write a book or to. So when you are talking about Yoruba, the real Yoruba is the Yoruba Oyo, Yoruba Awo, Yoruba Ibadan, Yoruba Osogbo, Yoruba Ede, Yoruba Agbaga, Yoruba Agbaga náà sọ tiẹ̀, Yoruba Ejigbo. So, our tó wá lọ into history. Àwọn nǹkan tó ń pe àwọn ìpè yèyé ń bíbà ìyá là ń pè, ibòmí yèyé. Àwọn ìpè ulé ní bíbà ilé là ń pè. That is the core, the most straight Yoruba ever. N bá ń sọ Yorùbá inú mi máa dùn. Mo sì fẹ́ máa ń sọ débi tó yẹ pé tí ń sọ tó rò pé ará abúlé náà ń sọ, á promote Yorùbá. Èdè mi ni, tí mo fẹ́ràn ni. Ṣùgbọ́n tí mo ń sọ, mo ní pé àwọn nǹkan ti bàjẹ́ nínú. There are many things that has come up to our tradition and culture, that has, especially kings supposed to be the head, but our kings, the things that our forefathers know, today we have to make it better. In Yoruba land, the only land that their king are not one. If the heads are not one, the politicians are not they are not the head of Yoruba. The doctors, the professors, people have Afenifere, they are the ones that speak for Yoruba. It's not possible for a political association to be the one speaking for the Yoruba. The Obas, the kings, are the ones to speak, are the ones that can really speak for Yoruba. But all the kings are under. There's no unity. We don't have a one Yoruba council of Obas. I don't want to compare it to some other place, but I know some other places, parts of Nigeria, that their kings, they have in you see how the northern something monarchy is strong, and they are really proud that they're united. Yoruba kings, no, there's no unity at all. There is no one single Yoruba council of Obas. Imagine a formidable force like when you see the Alafin, the Awujale, the Oni, the Oluwo, the Alake, the Owa, the Onogun, the Akaribo, the Akeolu. Imagine Osemawe, Deji, when you see them in one Yoruba council of Obas. Who can dare that kind of force? That formidable force. When we speak, Yoruba speaks. When Afenifere speaks, it is not Yoruba that speaks. When Adoko speaks, it is not Yoruba. When some other, I don't know, many other group that are there now, they don't represent Yoruba. They have their own. The kings are the leaders of different lands in Yoruba land. And they are the only one that can speak when they come in unison for the Yoruba race. And this is my fight. This is my struggle. For kings to take their position. And then there will be a time. But then, there are many things that has been wrong with the system for a long time. And that's why I'm trying to change it. That the way our forefathers ruled were too harsh for our children. They didn't rule like fathers. They ruled like rulers who have absolute authority. They are not answering to the dictates of God. That's why here we make God the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega. This palace is the first one that we declare as the house of God, the house of the real king itself, the Oluwo palace. That's why we are doing it to better tomorrow. And we have to come in unity. We can't put ourselves under anything. First, the first problem of Yoruba race is for a king to put the Oba Balo Igbogbo, the king, for kings to be under Orisha. Then it means that Orisha is your boss. Orisha cannot be in Iwo, our own tradition today. Orisha is never a boss here. Our history cannot be forgotten, but histories are meant to be put in a priceless place, which is the museum. And we write history every day. I'm writing my own history. And history has been written since. In 5 years, we have written a lot of history. And we will still keep on making history. Just like our fathers wrote their own history. Maybe in the future, some people will check my own history too and say, oh, there was a time that people have to have tribal marks. If you don't have tribal marks that time, they will even curse you out in school or anywhere. They will say, oh, your father doesn't have money. Some people will beg to have tribal marks. But today we know tribal marks is criminal. So are we not going to check the status quo of other things?
Should.
And that's why we are more resourceful to challenge the status quo, to see what's wrong in our culture, what's wrong in our tradition, which is the best culture and tradition in the whole wide world. I've traveled to 50 countries in the world, and I know Yoruba tradition is unequaled. Our dialect is rich, but not updated. It is not upgraded. We don't have professors that sits down and hard to Yoruba. We speak the same old one. And this is why we can't be dependent on other people's language before we make a statement. Imagine, the white man has name for chandelier, they have name for fluorescent, they have name for bulb. But if we want to call it, we call it just enough. The white man has a name for different chairs: sofa, love seat, single chair. We all call that agam. The white man has a name for countable numbers, which is zillions, trillions, zillions. We don't have one name. When are we going to start adopting names for our children to be able to? The white man will not just be speaking English and then put Yoruba inside. What about if professors come out and start adopting words, different words? Strawberries, we don't have name for it. Anything the white man sees, he finds a name for it. They upgrade their dictionary every 5 years. They have name for everything that they've never seen. Have we tried to adopt name? Billions. Our fathers never counted up to billions, so they don't have a name for it. So today, we're supposed to adopt something for 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion, 10 billion, zillions. We're supposed to have adopted a name for other things where we have never seen before. There should be professors in Yoruba that does that. And this is a white man can describe different kind of shoes. This is loafers. This is moccasin. This is, but everything is better. It depends. How do you describe what kind of shoe? And they have rug, they have carpet. We don't have names for all those things. So we need to do a lot to upgrade our language, upgrade our culture. What I met, nobody uses all this shining stuff to make their outfit before. They always stick with wool. I upgraded it. And today I know I have made the culture. I'm one of the promoters, one of the best promoters of culture and tradition in Yoruba land. And I will keep on doing that. And it comes from the wool. I just see the wool and so sing about it. We started it. Alashe Lori Orisha. It's a new one. That Oba, a king, cannot be under Orisha. And it is going to stay. Many kings I see them now, they don't call them themselves Ibakeji Orisha anymore. I know we're winning. My ideas is winning. A king cannot be under Orisha. When a king is under Orisha, then the subjects too are on. When the king only, the name you share is with God. So you can't be under. And another thing is that, how does the king do it? The king has to make a land that is ruling over, like his personal family, his own family. Then you see yourself as father to all, and you go and suffer for them. If you cannot serve and suffer for the people, don't become a king. If you are going there to say, oh, all what I see, and I have been on this throne, I don't know when I'm going to leave, so all what I see, I should pack it all and pack it up. Then you are the eater of the people. You are not the helper of the people. When the office you represent, which is God Himself, helps, people ask them for things. Ayé àtijọ́ ni kò sí gbèrú mi láàfin. There must be. We are not running that kind of kingship anymore. Every king must serve. In a war, the king of the war serves the people. As a servant, I serve them like they are the kings. We will see how they will respond. When I sow the seed of service, I know I will reap service in return. And that is it.
You seem to reverend God so much.
Yeah.
Is that your secret?
That's the office.
Is that your secret?
That's the secret.
Your secret?
Yes. I have nobody but God. When you are a king, the only office you answer to is the office of the real king. You represent the Oluwo is God Himself. In terms of Oluwo, what they call Oluwo is the Ọlọ́run Ìwó, Olúwa Ìwó. Nobody can remove, since Oluwo was created, it can never be erased anymore. That's the same. God is the Oluwa of Iwo. I am representing the Oluwa of Iwo, which means I am in the position of God in Iwo. So who should I answer to? Should I answer to subject? Yeah, subjects can bring their advice. They are my eyes. They are my ears. They are my nose. They are my mouth. But then, they say kings don't talk. Back in the days, king only sit down. No. It's not now. king that wants to better his people, who has something to give, must talk. The media, you must use it to tell the people how your people are suffering. People are not the one to talk. You are their leader. You will talk for them to the government, to anybody, to go to the world and sell your land like you are selling commodities. You sell it out to people to come and buy. I have sold the wool for people to come and buy. And I don't care whose ox is God, as long as the wool is significant. And in 5 years of my reign, the war is significant. In Nigeria, nobody can say he doesn't know where Iwo is headed. But before I came on the throne, if you even Google Iwo, you will find Iwo Jima in Japan. Nothing about Iwo. The other thing I found before was Bowen University. Just 1 or 2 articles. But since I've been on the throne, I have made Iwo to be significant through the service and through telling people that the office is the office of God. The pastor is the representation. He's representing. The pastor is a messenger of God. The Alpha are messengers of God. If you call yourself Babala, even Orunmila himself says Orunlo Menitiola, it means only God knows who will make it. Orunmila, that is the father of the family, is still under the kings. He consults. He will sit down on the floor and he will consult. So it's not possible for you to put the fire on top of the king. It's just a message. A messenger is different from who represents God. When you represent God and your domain, you rule over everything. If any other thing that people do, you are, and that is what is wrong with Yoruba land. We have put the head and we're walking with the head when we're supposed to be walking with our legs. But today, I will make the Yoruba race and kings in Nigeria to walk with their feet and not with their head, especially in Yoruba land. This is the problem in Yoruba land. The kings are under everything. Even you will see that, but you don't see that in Sokoto. No pastor, no Alpha, no Babalawo will tell you that they are greater than the Sultan. No mosque, no church that will tell you they are greater than the Sultan. So I'm bringing that same ideology. The king is the representation of God. When you want to see God, you go to the king. And that's where you will see God on earth. And kings are supposed to live to that standard. You can't be under Orisha and you think pastor will want to respect you as a king. You can't be under Orisha and you say they want the Alpha. They want. And that's what happens to Uthman Dafodi. He was a shehu when he didn't declare kings. But he wants to do what? He wants to spread Islam to this place. Just like, and he said, you know what, he knows that there are kings already in the southwest. But those kings, they are under what? They are Alashe Keji Orisha, which means they are idol. They are worshipping something else. Kings must not have a religion. When he knows that they are under deities or Orisha, they are Alashe Keji Orisha, then he doesn't want to come and bow. And what did he do? He declared what is called caliphate. And when he declared a caliphate, what is the meaning of sultan? Sultan is an Arabic word. It is not a, because they don't have kings that time. So what did he declare? He declared a caliphate and looked for the name of king in the Quran, which is Sultan, and declare sultan. So that when it comes down here to meet the kings, he doesn't have to bow, because he doesn't want to bow to kings that he knows. There are many history that confirms this. Before Saul was made king of the Israelites, you can see that the Israelites revere, they refer to where? They refer to other kings of other places. But those other places, do they make the real king their own king? Or their idol worshiper? So, and that is why God told them that if you want those kind of king, he said, they will become, they will suffer you, they will take your land, they will do this, they will do this, they will make your daughters run in front of their chariots, they will suffer you. If you want that king, I'm going to give you. But I am your king. If you go into the Quran too, God say, I am the king. I give everything. So if we the only one, like remember that point, we the only one that shares name with God. Share name with God. Don't be under nothing. I want the formidable force of others. What we have now are secret societies that control the affairs of Yoruba land. When the Obas are the ones supposed to be Ijo and Oba, assemblies of kings of God that we see on earth. So, but today, the only position that controls the Yoruba is secret societies, political societies, political kind. We can't go on like this. Kings needs to form a force, which is assemblies of kings of Yoruba land, or Yoruba Council of Kings. Come together, we will rule the land the best way. Kings needs to change their ways towards their subjects. Change your ways towards your subjects. Do right by your subjects. Never suffer your subjects. If you cannot suffer or serve, service is the main character of God. That's the most, the best part of God. He is the servant. He's the provider. He's the security man that secure you at night. He's the megad. He's the gate man. He's the provider. He's the one that you ask to bring everything. So you have to represent that same. God suffers for man. The only thing he wants, he serves, he has served us, and that's why we are serving him back. A king that serves his people will be served.
Can you see? You are, as a king, you are the chief custodian of cultures and traditions of the land.
Yes.
But you seem averse to traditional religion, is that correct?
I'm not averse to it. I just want an upgrade.
Upgrade. Great.
Because, watch it. I will take a cue from the Christian God. The first Christian God in the Old Testament. They say it doesn't change. The first Christian God in the Old Testament, what does he do? He's a non-forgiving God. He's a God for an eye for an eye. It's a God of no mercy. It's a God that destroys. You can see, go and destroy the Amalekites. Even their suckling infants. Omo what? Omo monica power. That kind of God cannot be sold in the 21st century. What did they do?
Great.
There was a New Testament And that God is a God that slap you in the right cheek, turn the left. Did he change? Did he upgrade? He's a God of mercy, a God that forgives, a God that does this, a God that has progress, a God that's smart, a God that loves. There was no love in the Old Testament. So now in Yoruba land, the highest of most of the gods in Yoruba land is Sango. We never talk about the history of Sango. Sango helped, but they changed it. Sango is a destroyer. Oh, Messiah! Nobody wants to worship a deity that kills his children. Ogwapa, our nanis, we have Sapana, we have Nukuluku, we have Ayilala. They use most of all these deities to do what? To scare the people. It's about people don't come to kings. They see kings as a fetish. They don't come to kings. Kings are the ones that so Albanyala Shelo to Nia Shelen. Pastor le gbàdúrà, afa le gbàdúrà, àṣẹ ló wà lẹ́nu ọba, ó máa pàṣẹ ni. Ó yẹ kí Yorùbá mọ̀ pé ilé ọba làṣẹ wà. Ibi ìlú ẹ̀kan ti máa wá sọ pé kábíyèsí ẹ fi àṣẹ Ọlọ́run tẹ́ fi ń jẹ́ kábíyèsí. Ẹ fi ṣàdúrà fún mi kí tèmi dà. Níta máa gbọ́ lẹ́nu ọba ní pé wọ́n máa dẹ́rù bá wọn sọ́jẹ́. Màá ṣépè fún ẹ, kò sí nǹkan mìíràn. In Yoruba land, the only thing you hear from a king, when people are doing their prayers outside for marriage or something, they will never call a king to come and make. He is supposed to be. Kings are supposed to be the last person to talk in an occasion. Bàbá ẹ fún wa láṣẹ ẹ fàṣẹ ṣàdúrà fún wa. Ẹ pàṣẹ sínú ayé wa. But no. They would rather call the pastor, the reverend, or our father. Those are the ones that are clean. They believe others are not clean, and that's why they are relegated, because they are Alashe Keji Orisha. They are under deities. Ọba Lalashe. Kò sí pastor. Kò sí pastor náà, kò sí àfáà náà tó ní àṣẹ ọba lẹ́nu. Kò tí ì sí náà. Kí àwọn ọba ká máa gbàdúrà fún ìlú wọn ni, ká máa fi àṣẹ tún ìlú ṣe, kìí ṣe ká sọ pé à ń fi àṣẹ ṣépè. Mo ní adé kan tí n bá gbé jáde màá fi ṣépè ní, n bá fi ṣe kinní kan tí n bá fi kinní ṣépè fún ọ yóò mú ẹ náà. Has to be the king that is here today is a king of love. It's a king that brings. It's not you. People come here, even the Alpha come here, pastors come here to come and let me bless them. And the Alpha that you think they come to this palace and ask me to bless them. It has changed. Kingship has changed in Yoruba land. I'll be moving. If people hear my message, and let's come together and do this so that we can take our position as kings in Yoruba land. But if they don't want, they will be meeting me where I'm going. I am moving. You can stay where you are. I don't move with the crowd because I can't pass the crowd. But I move alone so that I want to find myself in a position that I've never imagined. Move with the crowd. That's what the crowd has been doing. I want to check things, challenge status quo, and make reference to the office. Guided jealously. This is the office of God. I'm sitting on the throne of God on earth. Nobody sits on the throne of God on earth. Only kings on earth. And this is what we bring. I'm a messenger, and I brought my message to the Yoruba race to change things for the better and for a greater future of the Yoruba race.
Kabesi, 5 years on the throne. Can you tell us some of the achievements since you ascended the throne?
I can't count it. Maybe in resourcefulness, that one is priceless. The message that we brought is priceless. It's even more than silver and gold for this land. My land, this land is the fastest growing town in Nigeria today. The fastest. And it's going to be fast like that. It will be fast because we came with the Concorde plane. The Concorde plane gets to where it's going faster than a conventional airplane. So, what we brought this time, I can't count those achievements. I keep on doing. Because you know what? When I got on this throne, I have set a goal. Anything you want to be in your life when you are a child. When I was a child on this throne, though when you're talking about wisdom, it's not by age. When I got on this throne, I have a dream. And that dream, I said, I want to be an emperor. Though we don't have emperor nowadays, but I want a greater reward. That would be like an empire. That would be beautiful. So, when I say I'm an emperor, it is what I want to be. If your child wants to be a pilot or a doctor, since childhood, keep on calling that child a doctor. So that he keeps on reminding himself, I want to be a doctor. And he will walk all the way. Though he's not a doctor yet, but he will work hard to do what? To keep on walking until I attain that people will say, yes, he has achieved, he has arrived. In 5 years, we keep on doing and we keep on working. I can't count the achievements, but they are enormous. I'm the first king that will go on the road and start building roads to reconstruct. To make the road worthwhile for people to pass. A road that has not been done in 13 years. The first king that started going to his subjects in their different houses for them to see what wealth is like, or for what somebody that they're talking about in the radio and television, like a star, for them to see, so that they themselves can think and want to become great. I go to many of my subjects and I tell them and I talk to them. I'm not just a conventional king like what you see in the past. It's a different time to make a king that serves, to serve his people. So there's a lot, and there's more coming. There's Federal College of Education. We have done the roundabout square, the Telu Square has been done. We've done a lot through help of subjects and through my own intervention too. There's a lot. We can't count it. There's a lot that has come to you. Oluwo is bubbling, and the people, they can testify to it that my time has been great and good for them. There is massive construction going on. You see new houses, new buildings, old buildings are being destroyed and building new ones. It is just, my time has been great. In 5 years, it has been good. Achievements, I can't even count it. It's a lot. We have put Oluwo in the history, back in the history books. We have made people to know what Oluwo is. How ancient is it? How ancient the crown is. A crown from inception. I was never an upgraded king. Oluwo is never an upgraded king. Oluwo is one of the first ancient kings. And that is what we are. A crown from Alaafin Oduduwa. That's the title of Oluwo, if anybody doesn't know. title. The only title that Oduduwa uses is he uses because what they call Alafin over there is Olofin. Just like the way they call Iya Yeye. This is the part that they speak the real Yoruba, and that's why anybody that calls himself the son of the children of Olofin is the children of Alafin. Only Oluwo uses that title. Oduduwa was never in history and on Alafin. Many things. I'm not trying to start it, but the history is there. That Oduduwa never uses Oni Oduduwa. And we are going to let our children know the real history. True story. When Alafin Oduduwa, before he died, because of his liberalism, because he was so good to the people, he was nice. That's why everybody adopted him as a father, because he ruled like a father. And then town people are saying he's too lenient. He can't be the king that is going to. He wants to rule over his people with, and they promise that his children will never succeed. That's why Okambi never succeeded him, because what? They killed Okambi. Okambi was killed. And when he was killed, all his children, they ran away because they thought, wow, if they killed our father, the only son that Oduduwa ever begot. Why? That's why they call him Okambi or Kanemobi. Okambi. But they killed him because they don't want him to succeed his father. And people that succeeded are the one Osangago Bamaki succeeded. And that's why then the name Oni was used. And I will say that history, the meaning of Oni and the history to another day. But we have to put things right. People don't want us to talk about this. They say it's too broad. But how do we let our children know the real history? How do we not give our children something that we have to make things right? I am a child of Alafin Oduduwa. And that's what they call Olofin in that other side of where they call Olofin. Olofin is really Alafin, because here, Iwo, Oyo, Ibadan, and places around there, we speak the real Yoruba that can be used to write books. We speak the real Yoruba to write books, to write the Yoruba language. There are many other Yorubas that you cannot use to write the Yoruba language. Nobody will hear them unless you are writing it for your own people. When you want to write Yoruba for the Yoruba in general, you read the real Yoruba. Read the real Yoruba.
Kabesi, you seems to be more popular and loved by your people. Can you tell us the secret?
Service. I serve them. I serve them just like the way God serves everybody. If I'm given if I'm given more chance to serve more, I will serve more. I use what God has given me to serve the people, and that is anything that I'm given. All I need is to wake up. As long as I wake up, I can lift my leg, I can lift my hands, I leave the rest to God. I use everything. I don't reserve nothing. Just like a father does for his children in the house. You just look, how do you do for your children in the house? Iwo people, Iwo land are my children. And I suffer and serve them. And this is for a future, a greater future for the Iwo people. And and we will see what I will reap. So they are loving me because I love the land. When I love the land, and I love the people, I love you. When I love you, I love myself. That is it.
Sir, what's the vision for Igbo land? And is there any further development?
I have told you about my vision. I want this land to become the new empire. You will call it, you will know, you will be forced to say this is the Igbo empire forever. Because you will see how beautiful and great it will be. I have set a goal for myself, my dream. And you will see, it will surely come to pass.
I guess
this place will be more beautiful than Lagos.
I guess that question was prompted by I guess that question was prompted by eavesdropping. You had some of your chiefs with you earlier, and maybe it was not supposed to be, but we were eavesdropping and you were asking them to go look for 2,000 acres of land and 1,000 acres of land for further development of the land. So maybe that prompted that question. Baba, you want to need to and they come low it to 1,000 acres of land, 2,000. Each can you 2,000 acres of land?
Yes. We are building a new city, and we have the investors already.
A new city.
Yes. It's still going to be Oluwo, but we are building it, and it's going to be a great city. Lagos or any city in Nigeria will be so jealous, and they will know. Go and look at Atlanta is good. And it doesn't have waters. It doesn't have ocean or Atlantic Ocean by the side. I don't have oceans. But what I have in the world is enough. I have things that people don't know. The secret is there. And we will build this land. This land is going to be one of the greatest lands, if not the greatest land in Nigeria. It will be a pride for Africans. Yes, Dubai was a desert, and it is monarchy that they have there. And today, Dubai is the Europe of the Gulf. Yes, I met this place as a desert, but it's going to be a greater fertile land. Everybody will come and wants to see the glory of it. So, and you will see, we are moving, and we are not stopping. Nothing can stop us. Nothing can stop me. The grace and power of God Almighty.
Do you have social life?
Only when they invite me to party, I walk a lot. So that's why you see me when I go out, I want to dress flashy. And when I go out, I want to dance. Because I don't dance, I walk every time. So when I walk, when I find myself in a party and there is music, that's my social life.
People say you are one of the most glamorous, and you brought glamour into Obashi. Is it deliberate?
It is what you must do as a king.
Okay.
When the king laughs, when the king of the town, like, for example, say like me, when I laugh, it is the war that laughs. When the king smiles, it is the king, it is the old lad that smiles. When the king cannot move, sits in one place and do, it is the old town that sleeps. When the king cannot talk, it is the old town that will never talk. And that town will be marginalized. Not this, I'm doing it like the way I met it. We're too silent for them. And I'm the leader, the head of the group. So I must talk. It is not like before. Oba Isoro, Oba Kamajoku. Oba must be savvy in the media. Let them know what he's doing. Let them know that his land exists. Let them know that we have to. My land is not the capital city. But believe me, this will be greater than the capital.
You don't listen to the noise of the market.
Yeah, because the lead orchestra backs the crowd.
Wow.
Yeah, lead orchestra never listens to the noise of the people. When it starts, we'll be doing like this, then people will say, "What is it? What is it?" But he's trying to command, and he backs them. trying to command the music. And when it plays a good music, everybody dance. So I back the crowd. When I command, I use my policies to rule the land. The result, people will dance to it. It's either the result of what I do. It's either they're sad or they smile. My people are smiling.
But I feel like
I must dance.
I feel that's my job.
Yeah, when I go out, that's the only time I have for my own life. King suffers a lot. I told you. The king must serve the land and suffer for the land. And that's why you make a legacy. You don't make legacies by saying you're destroying the land. Ọba Ìjẹ̀bú, Ọba máa ń ṣèlú dáadáa. Bí bàbá ẹ̀ wá ta góòlù ọrùn ọmọ ẹ̀. You now, you go to your own house and look for the gold on your wife's neck or your shoe of your children and start taking it out and selling it. Or so Iwo is like my family. I have to provide. The king must provide, must look for a way, must go serve the land and must suffer for the land. Then his children will be great. Then when he's old and great, he will have people to point to that, yeah. And they will say, it is because of you. I know many people now that have moved to you just because of you. Just because of the king. Just because of the new things that is happening. People are moving in. Iwo people that don't want to come here before Iwo will say, Iwo will go to one. Yes, but now we have changed that. We challenge the status quo, change the status quo, and say, Erin ọ̀fàn, ọmọ rẹ̀ ọ̀fàn, níṣẹ́jú ọmọ ẹ̀ máa fọn jùlọ. So tóun bá kó láyé, kó lè bá mọ̀ pé ọmọ àwọn ọmọ tí ọ̀fàn, ẹ̀yìn rẹ̀ ó sì dá.
Kabisi, what's the reaction towards the just concluded protest by the youth?
It's a protest that they started well, but I faulted them when they don't have leaders. You can't protest without leaders. But everybody is scared. And that's the same way what is happening. Nobody wants to lead. Everybody wants to be a leader. Everybody cannot be a leader. Someone must come out and lead.
57.
And even that time, what I said was that I told them, and Nigeria is not right for that kind of peaceful protest. There are people, that peaceful protest shouldn't last more than 3 days, 2-3 days. But when you started want to ground the economy of the land, wants to destroy the land, there are people who wants to have flights, who their flights got cancelled, their money gone. There are people, so the protest started well, but then you must have a leader. Mahatma Gandhi was a leader. He led the protest. Yeah. Martin Luther King, shoot his name out there and say, I'm the leader. Malcolm X. Nelson Mandela. They all started the protest. It was peaceful. But they move from place to place and they make it peaceful. But you say you don't have leader. Who will the government negotiate with? You must have a leader that wants to.
The government negotiate.
Yes, they can't negotiate with everybody. So you can't say I don't want, they will target me and they will kill me. Then you are not ready to lead. Youths are not ready to lead if you don't have a leader. You must have a clear leader. And that's why I volunteer myself that if you need somebody to talk for your nation, I will do that. I told them to, because I know it will be hijacked. Nigeria is not too ripe for that when I see there was no leadership for that protest. The leadership is the one that talks, everybody listens. So if they have a leader, When he's negotiating, then he will tell them, now let's go home and let's go and talk. They got the message already that we can do this. Yeah, 1 or 2 days. Yeah, they've seen the protest. Then you have a leader. Who is your leader? Then they will start negotiating with that leader. Then when you say you don't have a leader, then it's going to 2 weeks. Then you want to. Then it means you don't have a plan. You don't have no plan, no problem, nothing. You must have a clear leader. And that is what, and that is it's the same thing as the Yoruba land without a leader. Yoruba land doesn't have a leader. And the kings are supposed to be the leaders, but there is no clear leader. So we're just looking for a leader all around. Where is he? Oh, we don't have a leader. We want kingdom nation. We want this thing something. Only that's why I told you that we need a council of Yoruba Obas. We are strong Obas in Yoruba land, but we are not together. And when the head is not together, when the head don't scatter, what can the body do? It's when the head is rotten. The head of Yoruba land is right now is rotten because they are not together. Gaga wole se, gaga wole gbale, osusu owo ni o se. And who can do it? It's not the people. It is not our subject. It is the kings that can unite Yoruba.
About UAPC?
No, I don't belong to
PDP?
No, I don't belong to
What I'm asking is, I want you to talk to the government of the day, just a piece of advice.
My piece of advice is they should, if they really love the land, they should try and make it possible for kings to unite. They should do everything. That is the first rule of the game. The first rule to make Yoruba land and Nigeria. First, you have to start from Ilelati Kesho. You have to start from Yoruba land first. The kings of Yoruba land, all governors in Yoruba land must find all ways to sponsor and do anything to find a way for Yoruba Obas, first the paramount rulers, to come together. Form a force. You must do this. Without this, there is nothing for the Yoruba. You, the subjects, you, the followers, cannot do anything and save this nation. You can only save it by kings coming together. The only problem, I've said it when I got on the throne, I said kings are the ones destroying the land because there is no unity. That's my first when I got on the throne. And people were saying, he's blaming kings. I said, yes. We need to find a way to come together. And then we are suffering our people a lot. Yes. Regardless of history, regardless of anything, Yoruba kings must unite. Thank you.